In life, many people stare at you in very odd ways when you're on this spiritual journey. Like, every time, ever since I would say about ninth grade, I would get frequently weird stares and just very odd people looking at me. And I will tell you why. During 2020, it was COVID and we had lockdown. And I got introduced to spirituality by Spiritual Soul, Von Cut, and many others to come. And during this moment, I was grinding my ass off. I've completely changed my perspective through NoFap. I stopped kind of liking girls in a way and looked at them in a completely different way. That will be a whole different video in and of itself. And after I came out of this period of my life, I realized something. I'm much different from other people. You know, I would look at memes back when I had TikTok in around like December of 2020, and they said, "My meat can't survive another lockdown," or who else has been beating their meat all this lockdown? And I just went, "Can I even relate to these people?" No, I couldn't. I could not relate to them at all. I can't look at them eye to eye. They are totally different people from me and them. We're just not the same. We're not on each other's frequency. So when we would get stares, when I get these types of stares, I'd realize to myself, I'm much more different. These guys do a lot more shady things behind closed doors, and they have no chance in fixing them. Another thing, and to be honest, I used to beat my meat a lot too, but I was never an excessive porn watcher, and I never had slang to it. Like, oh my gosh, like I have such a big cock, or I never had like, oh my gosh, like that's a nasty BBL, or nothing like that. It was just like I felt it and I did it. And another thing I would know about semen retention when I got on it, or just not even just the grind itself, before even the grind itself. And this is when you know people who are gonna wake up through the crowd, and when you're not, it's kind of like you're always destined, like you're some type of chosen one. But I would realize, like, even in life, like, I just always had this different type of vibe to myself. Like, I've always wanted to change, I've always liked grinding, and whatever it did to take to get better, I would do it. While other people would sit there and stay asleep. They would just, I'll remember, I would never forget, and this one is, it's a bit weird, but honestly, it's very true in a way. I was growing up, it was like eighth grade year, and I just said they would be like, "Oh my gosh, I would get so hard when I'm around this girl," and I'm like, "Dude, like," and they would be like, "Oh my gosh, she makes me so hard," or like, "Oh my gosh, like." Man, like it gets so hard for me to get hard even sometimes. And I'm just like, what? And then like this is when I started getting more into that but topic around the lockdown area. But yet again, I wasn't really like interested in it because I never had that type of problem. But it really occurred to me and it fascinated me, and I just told them like, "Yo, I get hard like all the time, bro. I like, bro, I could beat my meat like 8 times a day, and like my shit would be like 6 inches." And they're like, "Bro, you're so cat, bro." Like, I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like, bro, I'm like telling the dead truth. It's like, bro, like I'm telling the truth. Like, like, oh my gosh, I remember one time I was doing jumping jacks. This was around the Area 51 area. At that time, the Area 51 shit was going off, and I was doing jumping jacks that day. And I was kind of a little hard because I saw the woman inside like the gym. Like it just is what it is. These are the things that happen to you. Like you cannot control it. It's just all about how you perceive it and take action and do with that information. Your body is just always happening to you. You cannot control this thing at all. So I was doing jumping jacks. I wasn't hard, but I was like mid. It was just like my dick was just a little bit more floppy. So like when I was doing the jumping jacks and cuz we were like I'll always like be a class clown. So I'd make like jokes to other students, and these other students though just like always treat me like I'm less than, cuz I'm always making kind of funny jokes, but at the same time these people are taking it personal. So then I'd do these jumping jacks, right? And as you can see, my dick is just shoot, 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 shoot like that. And the other guys were like, and then when it was all over, because we were done working out in PE, they're like, "Yo, bro, you was hard as fuck." I'm like, "Bro, I was just like mid. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's just normal." I'm like, "What the heck?" So these guys, and it isn't even because he was looking at my shit. It's because like, wow, like these guys have been beating their meat. They have been doing all this crazy shit. Like, and sometimes I just make like a funny joke about it. And like, bro, but like the joke isn't even funny because they like actually do that stuff. And so it just occurred to me like, what? Man, I am totally different from all these people. And so what happens is that you start getting all these weird stares later on in your life. When you start changing, they look at you different. They're like, yo, nah, you're not like us. No pun intended for that. No pun intended for that. But they start looking at you weird. They're like, man, I don't really. No, no, no. This guy's not a part of us, man. Like he doesn't do the things that we do. You know what I'm saying? He does no fap. What the hell? I remember one time, and I will never forget this dude's facial expression. I have this app on my phone called Sober Time, and it tracks your days of how many times you've beat your meat or whatever, just your streak, and then when you fap, obviously you reset it. I remember one time I just showed well, I can't really say my friend, but someone I really know at school for a while now, and I was 10th grade, and we were talking about smoking, and then I was like, I went 41 days without smoking, and he's like, bro, you don't even smoke. I know that. And like, I don't smoke. He obviously knows that. Like, I mean, like, I don't talk like a smoker. And so, like, I was like, yeah, bro. He's like, wait a second. You be jacking your shit. And I was like, yeah, bro. I went like 41 days. And he was like his face. Like, I don't even know, like, the amount of shock this guy had. It was so hilarious to me. It wasn't even hilarious. It was just stunning. Like, whoa. These guys, like, I wonder how long they last. You know? And like a lot of people, man, they beat their meat so much that they have like actual erectile dysfunction. It's so disgusting. I literally can't even explain to you how nasty that is. Erectile dysfunction. I never thought that existed until ninth grade. I was like, how can you not get hard around a woman? What? And I was just like, what? People have this problem? No way. I was like, man, I am not aware. And it just started to make sense that all the jokes that those people were making was just so crazy. And like now that I started changing in life, I started improving my game, I started doing all these things, people just give me weird stares as I'm even walking through the mall, through college, anywhere. They're just like, this guy's different. Maybe it's the way I look at the world. Maybe I look at the taller buildings, I'm just aware. Like, nigga, most people are just on their phones, zombies, just. But I'm just like, the light in the crowd, the blue man in the red crowd, the red guy in the blue crowd, etc. And so, I just really wanted to let y'all know that in life, when you get on the grind, you will be other. You're going to be another person. You're not going to be a normal person anymore. That's not normal. What you're doing is not normal. I just wanted to let y'all know that.